and welcome back to the most amazing channel on the internet. I'm your host Rebecca Felgate, and I really want to apologise in advance because I'm here to ruin Peppa Pig for you. If you're watching this and you're a child, then this is a video for grown-ups. Please come back in 10 years and we'll be ready to put you in our most amazing gang of creeps and freaks if that's what you want. But until then, go. Before I get into the video, why don't you let me know if you have ever watched an episode of Peppa Pig from start to finish? I literally don't think I have, although admittedly I am a bit old and I don't have kids. Scarily though, when my niece was 2, she tried to make off with my phone because she knew that phones meant that she could somehow watch Peppa Pig, which is creepy, and I think they know too much. Is Peppa teaching them too much? You'll find out here. Do leave a thumbs up on this video because luckily you have them and not trotters. Honestly, how scary is it to think of waking up one morning and just having trotters for hands instead of actual hands? Metamorphosis, and I don't like it. Also, do check out the links in our description box for our most amazing Instagrams, and you can find all of our source links there too. Alright, let's do this. Coming in at number 10, we have Peppa's real face. Okay, but has anyone noticed that Peppa actually looks really weird? She looks, I don't know, like she's kind of looking side on. It's like if my eyes were over here and my nose was here, but I was talking to you like this. Like she was drawn by a kid or something, and I guess that's the point. If that's the case, then does she have eyes and a snout on the other side of her face? Because questions. It seems that I wasn't the first person to think this. Artist Kwan Han-chi drew a picture of the famous pig looking straight on for the first time. Do you want to see it? Yes, you do. Peppa, what is happening to your face and what do you want with our children? Do you want to have a look at that face even closer? Okay, now do you want to see a more realistic mock-up? You're welcome. Coming in at number 9, we have Horror Show. Of course, this happened in Ipswich in the UK, a town quite close to where I'm from, and coincidentally also where Ed Sheeran's from. Facts. Basically, in April this year, a cinema was screening Peppa Pig, Festival of Fun. This is a movie obviously aimed at children and shown at a child-friendly time of day. Sadly, the Empire Cinema got something a bit wrong and accidentally showed trailers for horror movies as kids sat down to watch the feature. They saw a trailer for sci-fi and sinister movie Brightburn, which features a kid with zombie red eyes and also a scary mask. They also were shown the trailer for psychological horror Ma, which features dead bodies and sexual violence. A lot of children in the auditorium were scared and started crying, which made for an even more stressful atmosphere in which other children started crying too. It was a knock-on effect. Charlie Jones, a BBC journalist who was in the audience with her 2-year-old daughter Annie and her 10-month-old baby Fred, said that her daughter was deeply affected and kept asking about the mask that she'd seen in the trailer. She said normally I would expect her to be singing and dancing when watching something like Peppa Pig, but afterwards she was just really subdued. I mean, that is not okay. The cinema did apologise, but still. Coming in at number 8, we have Peppa Shook. Okay, this is kind of for fun, but also pretty horrifying. So your kid loves Peppa Pig, I get it, but why would you get them a massive Peppa Pig piñata and encourage them to whack it with a stick? Isn't that kind of brutalizing their favorite character? It's pretty savage. Anyway, this tweet went viral in May 2018 and it had 8.3 million views with 360,000 likes, and yeah, surprise! Peppa Pig herself is standing and watching the brutal beating. I don't know whether it's like supposed to be a mascot or whatever, but this is just too much for me. It's like Peppa Pig Inception and I don't like it. She needs to put an end to this madness. The other kids at the party are just like watching solemnly on. I'd feel really sad if I was turned into a piñata and people just whacked me. No! Coming in at number 7, we have the Peppa effect. So I'm not too sure how to break this to you, but allegedly kids have started snorting after watching too much Peppa Pig. Some are even adopting little RP British accents too, which is pretty funny. Horrified parents are noting something called the Peppa effect. One woman tweeted, "Thanks to Peppa Pig, my 2-year-old, who has never been outside of Washington, Oregon and California, has a solid British accent." Another woman tweeted, "I was excited when my daughter started watching Peppa Pig because I thought she might pick up an adorable British accent, but all she's learnt to do is snort like a pig." I guess it makes sense because most children develop their accents in their early years. To be honest though, the snorting, what is that about? Do you think the next generation will start communicating in grunts because they all grew up on Peppa? Like maybe? Coming into number 6, we have Peppa Pig and the link with autism. In October 2016, a news website claimed that Peppa Pig causes autism and that psychologists are concerned. Now, the article claims that Peppa suffers from a superiority complex, shows inappropriate behaviour, she's impolite, intolerant, disrespectful, envious, arrogant, and proud. It seems that a so-called University of Harvard research experiment found that children exposed to at least 30 minutes a day of the show have a 56% higher probability of developing autism. But don't worry, it turned out that actually this was absolute nonsense and there was no such study whatsoever. Snopes investigated it. The University of Harvard isn't even a real place, the real name is Harvard University. The fake article has been rescinded by the publication, but it caused a lot of outrage for linking autism solely with behavioural issues. It seems likely that the fake news was circulated just to scare parents. Coming in at number 5, we have the Chinese ban. Did you know that Peppa Pig is banned in China? Why? Well, apparently it's linked to gang culture. Here are some snaps of some men in China rocking Peppa merch in like a bad boy gangster way, and who knew that was possible? But it is. Look at them! They're G. 30,000 videos using the hashtag Peppa Pig were deleted from TikTok because Peppa was spreading, I quote, negative social influence. It seems that the children's pig has also become associated with gangs in Australia, where lads have been going as far as getting Peppa Pig tattoos and shouting the chant, "Get your Peppa Pig tat, shout out to your frat." Good. Great. Rhymes. Building on from that, at number 4, Peppa Pig has also been banned in Australia. Is it because of the gangs? Get your Peppa Pig tat, shout out to your frat and all of that? Apparently not, actually. It seems that it is just one episode in particular that has Australians freaking and involves spiders, so I totally understand. The Peppa Pig episode in question, Mr. Skinny Legs, shows Peppa becoming mates with a spider. The episode encourages kids to understand that spiders are friendly and nothing to be afraid of. And actually at this point, humble viewers, I have to admit something that I've been thinking about all day. I killed a spider last night and I didn't mean to, but it was massive and I was so freaked out. It was like a reflex. I just stamped on it and I did it, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry, spider. I'm sorry. Now, while spiders aren't anything to be particularly scared of in the UK, where Peppa Pig hails from, or even Canada, where I killed my spider, in Australia, well, that's a different story. You don't want a show that encourages kids to play with spiders when spiders can legitimately kill you, or really harm you anyway. Australia is home to some of the deadliest spiders in the world, including the redback, which causes extreme intense pain if injected with its venom. So this is the reason that Mr. Skinny Legs was ousted. Australia just didn't want kids befriending beastly biters. Ooh, we've got a case of head loss at number 3. This is absolutely vile. In August 2018, a woman managed to stop her daughter witnessing a beheading with just moments to spare. The woman was allowing her 3-year-old daughter to watch YouTube Kids, which is supposed to be vetted to only allow child-friendly content. Unfortunately, graphic material had been uploaded under the guise of a Peppa Pig episode. The mother, Mooney Pons from Melbourne, Australia, was taking a conference call, but she thought it was really weird she couldn't hear any of the usual characters' voices. She went to check on her daughter, and it seems that the footage of an episode had been spliced together with an ISIS beheading video. The incident happened just months after another child was accidentally exposed to pornographic material on the YouTube Kids function, again because of a fake Peppa Pig episode. Coming in at number 2, we have a father blaming Peppa for his child's death. In 2013, a 36-year-old man was accused of killing his 6-year-old daughter, but when he was on trial, his defense team tried to blame Peppa Pig. Ben Butler had been arrested before for beating his daughter Ellie when she was a baby, but was eventually cleared of the crime. In 2013, she died after receiving injuries supposedly consistent with a car crash victim. The post-mortem revealed that the 6-year-old died due to considerable blunt force trauma to the head. Her father's defense team said that she fell after jumping on the bed, like the gang does in a Peppa Pig episode. The defense team cited a nursery rhyme, 5 little Peppa Pigs jumping on the bed, one jumped off and bumped her head. Mummy called the doctor and the doctor said, "Don't let Peppa Pig jump on the bed." They claimed this is what happened to Ellie, who was a fan of the show. She was inspired to jump, fell off, hit her head. A medic at the trial claimed that actually this was exceptionally unlikely to have resulted in the type of injuries the young girl sustained. Finally, coming into number 1, Be afraid, be very afraid, it seems like Momo has infiltrated Peppa Pig. So it seems that the awful internet self-harm and death game has been brainwashing children by hacking into episodes of Peppa Pig. According to a February 2019 article in the Daily Star with a headline that reads "Girl 5 chops off hair after sick Momo game brainwashed her whilst watching Peppa Pig," Momo is coming at us through the TV. Through the pig snout. It seems that the Momo character was spliced into YouTube episodes of Peppa Pig, and the toddler's mum, Sam Barr from Cheltenham in the UK, said that actually her child had been indoctrinated. It seems that she found her daughter Gemma with kitchen scissors next to her and her hair all cut off. When she was asked what was happened, she said it was because Momo made her cut it, and Momo was teasing her for having long hair. It took a while for her mum to realise who Momo was, but when she did some research, she felt sick to her stomach. So guys, that was the top 10 scary Peppa Pig stories. What did you think was the worst? Honestly, some of these were a bit too real for me. The dad who tried to blame the show, and also the whole fake Peppa Pig episodes being uploaded onto YouTube thing is just not cool. It needs to stop. So guys, before I go, I'm just going to read some comments from the top 10 scary tombstone messages part 3. Leah Pratt said, "Can I get a heart from Rebecca? I've always wanted one, and by the way, I would love a joke on my gravestone. Love you." Heart. And also, I feel you with jokes on the gravestones, like I may be gone, but at least I can get that one final lol. Mr. Friendship said, "Here lies Squidward's hopes and dreams." Squidward. Epic King said, "On my gravestone, I'm gonna have, oops, I tried it at home." Ha, I like that. Finally, our lovely channel member Misty Berrier said, "As always, very educational. Thank you for the laughs. I love you guys the best. Thank you, Rebecca. Can we get a part 4? Oof, maybe. But like, how about we stop doing scary videos and we start doing happy sunshine, sunray videos? Nope, that's not what you want. Alright then. Once again, do let me know if you have watched an entire episode of Peppa Pig. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Also, if you like this video, we also did like a scary Peppa Pig theories video, which is a bit of a different direction, so I'd recommend watching that. Do leave a big old thumbs up because once again, you don't have trotters. Hooray! And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!